Chapter 12.
Chapter 12, verse 13.
Om Sahanavotu Sahanavunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadedamastu Mavidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Sarvam Namami Shankaram Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayana Sutra Bhashya Krita Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. So we were doing, today happens to be Wednesday, so we are doing Bhagavad Gita, 13th verse, 12th chapter, 13th verse. Advaita. So see, a person who understands the truth, a person who is a bhakta, he is a different person. He has got all these values. If you have all these values, then you are a bhakta. Or a bhakta is one who is going to have all these values. Adveshta. Adveshta means the one who doesn't hate is called Adveshta. Hatred comes only because we expect others to be like us, but that doesn't happen. Sarvabhutana. Maitraha. Maitra means friendship. Well-wisher. You are a friend without expecting any result from him. He expects results from you, and Suhrit is different from Mitra. Mitra is one, a friend is one who helps you, and you help him when he is in difficulty. He is called a friend. He is called a Mitra. And Suhrit means without expecting any result, he helps you. And that is what that is called Suhrit. Only Bhagavan is Suhrit. That way. Or a Jnani is Suhrit. Nobody helps you otherwise. And therefore, Adveshta Sarvabhutana Maitraha Karuna Evacha. Karunaha means compassionate. The one who is compassionate is called Karunaha. A bhakta is one who has all these values. Karuna Evacha. Karuna means compassionate. A person who is compassionate is called compassion. He is called Karunaha. He is always, when he sees the different, he always thinks that, he always thinks that, he always thinks that the other person is like me, and therefore I don't want any trouble, and he also doesn't want any trouble, and therefore just as he becomes the kind of upama for him, atmopama. Atmopama means atma is the upama. Atma is the upama means he compares himself, he compares others to himself. If I don't want any trouble, the others also don't want any trouble. If somebody has trouble, that means I need to help him because I am in trouble. When I am in trouble, I want others to help me, and therefore he always looks at himself as the upama, as a simile to others, and therefore karuna evacha nirmamaha nirahankara. He has no mamatvam. He has no mamatvam. Mamatvam means doesn't own anything. Nirahankara. And that is because the ahankara nahi hai. Ahankara means I am deha is called ahankara. The false meaning is, one meaning is ego. A person who argues is considered to be egoistic. An egoistic person like Gamandiya is called egoistic person. But ahankara means only that I am deha is called ahankara. Aham karomi iti ahankara. Aham karomi, that is called ahankara. The nirahankara means a person who is free from ahankara is called nirahankara. Nirmamaha, samadukka sukaha. So, life is full of pleasures and pains. There is nobody in this world who doesn't have pleasures and pains. But in pleasures and pains, a jnani is one who is always, a bhakta is one, a real bhakta is one who is the same in both pleasures and pains. Sukha dukkha, in sukhe, dukkhe cha samaha. Sukham cha dukkam cha samaha, yasya saha. The one who thinks Both are non-eternal. Sukham goes away, Sukham begins. When you wake up, it begins. Dukkham begins when you wake up, and when they both disappear when you go to sleep. And therefore, samadukha sukha, Shami. Shami means when they are non-eternal, and when you go to sleep, they become laya. When a person dies, they become laya for good until he is reborn. Who experiences the pleasures and pains? The one who has the pleasures and pains don't qualify him. Just because he enjoys the pleasures and pains, that doesn't mean they qualify him. The pleasures and pains he enjoys, he experiences them, but he is not qualified by them. That experience, he is Anubhav Swarupa, he is the experiencer, he is unlimited. The infinity is unlimited. I cannot be a part of unlimited thing. Unlimited thing is not made of parts. Unlimited is one being, one conscious being, the unlimited, and that is experienced in Sushupti. Therefore, in waking, if you remember the sleep and keep remembering the deep sleep state, and you are free from the breath, you are free from the thoughts, you are free from the body. Therefore, your freedom from the body and the breath and the thoughts is evident in the deep sleep state. And therefore, you are non-dual. That is your actuality. That is Swarupa Avastha. And therefore, in the deep sleep state, you are non-dual. And therefore, in the waking also, you can be non-dual. If you understand that the entire universe is born out of that non-dual you. The non-dual you is the actuality of yours. The dual you, the limited you, is only jiva, because the body is limited. Minus the body, there is nothing that can limit you. There is nothing that can limit you except the body. The body only limits you. When the body limits you, you feel that I am limited. I am limited in capacity. I am limited in space. Spatially, I am limited. And time wise, I am limited. And objectivity wise, I am limited. I am only the body. I am nothing. I'm nothing else. And in this manner, one thinks. But he is Sarva Upasamharaka. He is Kritsnaha. Kritsnaha means a complete being. He is a complete being. Kritsnaha. He is inclusive of all everything. And therefore, until you understand that, ahankara will not go. And therefore, the only thing that limits you is the body. And therefore, the body is not gone. The body is gone. Then the ahankara when the ahankara is gone means the body, you know that you are not the body. And the body is the conscious being cannot be the physical. And the unobjectifiable cannot be the objectifiable. There is a difference between the objectifiable and the unobjectifiable. The conscious being is unobjectifiable being. Consciousness cannot be objectified. What objectifies is the conscious being. The subject is the conscious being, and therefore that what objectifies is the conscious being. What is objectified is is a material thing, and therefore it is only when the truth is understood, once actuality is understood, ahankara, the ego goes away. The ego goes away means the ahankara, that I am the body is gone, and therefore nirhankara, samadukha sukha, and he is the same in pleasures and pains also. The pleasures come and go, pains come and go. They have, even though we say, when you don't see anything, when you don't remember anything, then that is what is called laya avastha. It is only perception. Shami means accommodation. Shami means accommodative. A bhakta is one who is always accommodative of things. Accommodation of things. Accommodative of things. If he is not accommodative, then he is not a jnani. And therefore, a person who is accommodative, he is called jnani, a bhakta. And therefore, Shami. In 13th chapter, it is said very well. In 13th chapter, it is said very well, all the values. Amanitum, adamvitum, ahimsa, kshanti, ajyavam, acharyopasanam, sthairya, atma vinigraha, all these things, self-control, respecting elders, all these values are explained in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, Amanitva Adi, from the 7th verse or 5th verse, it is there. Amanitva, the 7th verse was there. Amanitva Adamritva Ahimsa Kshanti Rajo. 7th verse onwards, there. 7th verse onwards, it is all 7th verse onwards, all values are explained. These values, if you have, these values are such. Dharma is dharma. Values means dharma. Dharma dharyate anena iti dharma. A relationship is sustained by what values, and those values are called dharma. The values are universals. They are not absolute. They are relative. They are not absolute. They are not. They are universals. The values are not absolute. Just because when you are absolute, that is only the absolute. The truth is understood only as the self, not the value. Values are only attitudes. Values are only thoughts. If you are accommodated, that doesn't mean you get moksha. It is only by understanding yourself you get moksha. And therefore, Anape, Santushtaha Satam Bho Yogi. A yogi is one, a karma yogi is one. Santushtaha Satam Yogi. Santushtaha, he is always satisfied. Santushtaha, Satam means always, Sada. Satam, always yogi. Yogi means karma yogi. Karma yoga means you do your duty with a prayer to Bhagavan. That is what is called karma yoga. You do your duty. Anything what is kartavyam is done with a devotion, and that is what is called karma yogi. Yatatma, and he has got self control. Yatatma, yata means restraining. Atma means the body, the mind. Yatatma means the one who controls himself, the physical body and the subtle body. Yatatma, a man whose mind has self control. Yatatma, Drida Nishchayaha. Drida Nishchaya means a person who makes strong resolve that I must know in this life itself, I must know myself. That kind of strong resolve. It is not a strong resolve, is not about winning elections, etc. But the strong resolve means to know oneself. That is what is called really Drida Nishchaya. Drida Nishchaya, because man can go anytime. One can disappear. One can die anytime. There is no reason why one should not think that one go when the prarabdha comes to an end. One doesn't know. And that is why the Mandukya Upanishad also says the people always they don't discern between, they don't think about themselves, their existence, and therefore they feel they're limited. They think, how can the conscious being be matter? The body is matter, and the conscious being is the one who knows, and the one who knows cannot be the known, the knower cannot be the known, the light cannot be lighted up, and consciousness cannot be the material thing. And therefore, if consciousness is something that illumines, the illuminer is different from the illumined, and therefore it is not something, and therefore Drida Nishchaya, and therefore Prarabdha can go anytime, and therefore Prarabdha can disappear. I can disappear anytime by my Prarabdha, and therefore I must always make a strong resolve. I must know in this life itself before the body falls, and if the body doesn't fall, so what? Even if the body uh, stays for 100 years, what does it matter? Your prarabdha, it is your prarabdha. You accept it as your prarabdha, and then come to use your will to know yourself. You have to use your will to know yourself, and that is what is called Drida Nishchaya. Means using your will for knowing the self is what is called Drida Nishchaya. You don't use your will for anything else. You use your will only for knowing yourself, and that is called Drida Nishchaya. Mayarpita Manobuddhi. Mayarpita Manobuddhi means these are all Bahuvriya Samasas. Mayarpita Manobuddhi. Mai means, Bhagavan says, Krishna says, in me, Arpita means what is it is present in me. My Arpita Manobuddhi, whose mind is offered unto me, whose mind and intellect are mind and mana and buddhi are offered unto me, are put into me. He is called that person is called Mayarpita Manobuddhi. A person whose mind and intellect are offered unto me. Mayarpita Manobuddhi. Yomad Bhakta, a devotee of mine, Same Priya, he is dear to me. He is, see, everybody thinks that he is Bhagavan dear to me or not. Everybody thinks, am I dear to Bhagavan or not? Everybody complains. Am I dear to Bhagavan or not? And then Bhagavan said, here it says, Bhagavan, nobody thinks that Bhagavan also has got, Bhagavan also thinks that Bhagavan says that a person who is always Mayarpita Manobuddhi, he is dear to me. My devotee is dear to me. Does Bhagavan have, am I dear to Bhagavan? Nobody asks a question. Am I dear to Bhagavan? This is what everybody asks. Bhagavan says, yes, yes. Bhagavan says, yes, you are dear to me if you are a bhakta. You are dear to me if you are a bhakta. If you are not a bhakta, then you are not dear to me. That is that because Bhagavan also is practical. That is the law. The law helps you when you help the law. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. That is exactly what it means. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. A law, when you help the law also helps you. And therefore, when you follow the rules also help you. When the rules help you, when you follow the rules help you. And therefore, Madbhakta Samay Priya, he is dear to me. He is dear to me. Yasmano Dvijita Lokaha. And a person who is not, a Bhakta is one, a Jnani is one, a Bhakta and a Jnani means one and the same. He is called Bhakta. A Jnani is called Bhakta. A Bhakta is Jnani because a person who is a Bhakta, he ultimately he doesn't have the sense of Bhakta, division. He always thinks he is there in every heart. He is there in my heart. He is there in every heart, and therefore he is not different from me. I cannot be a part of Bhagavan. He should include me. The infinite should include the limited. I feel the limited. I feel that I am limited. And what makes me feel that I am limited is the only body. And the body gone, I don't feel that I am limited. I don't feel that I am the body in the Sushupti. In the deep sleep state, I don't feel that I am the body. And therefore, I am not limited at that time. There is no time, there is no space, there is no objectivity. I am the Mr. So and so. My name also I don't forget. I become nameless, I become formless. I stand as nameless and formless. And from that nameless and formless have come all the names and forms. From the formless came all the forms. And therefore, no form is different from the formless. And therefore, worshipping the form is not a wrong thing. Worshipping the form, you are worshipping the formless, but in every form, the formless is there. The formless is there in every form, and therefore, and you are not worshipping any given form. You are not worshipping, even putting chandan. Chandan is only worshipping the atma in oneself. It is not you are worship. It looks as though you are putting the chandan. It is worshipping the atma. It is not worshipping the body. It is worshipping the atma, and therefore you don't have to think that Hinduism is wrong because they worship all kinds of gods. I say there is only one truth. Gods are different from God. Gods are in heaven. They are individual. They are like us. Just as we are also gods to cows. And similarly, the gods in heaven are individuals. They also have bodies. But God is the truth of all of them. He is inclusive of everybody, inclusive of all living beings on the earth. He is inclusive of all the living beings in heaven and hell. The entire universe is included in him, and that is what is called Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan Krishna is, he says that he is my, if he is understood, and his behavior is such that the world is not frightened of him. The world is not afraid of him. Yasmanu udvijate. Udvijate means get disturbed. Udvijate lokaha. The world is not disturbed by him, and nor is he disturbed by the world. He is a peaceful, peace-loving person, peaceful person. And then a bhakta is a peaceful person. He does his duty and then keeps quiet. And therefore, there is no question of yasmanno udvijate lokaha. No world is disturbed by him, and he is also not disturbed by the world. And therefore, he is yasmanno udvijate loka, lokanno udvijate yaha. He who doesn't disturb another person, live and let live. He lives and let others live. That is what is called a jnani. A bhakta is one, a jnani is one who doesn't disturb the world, and the world also doesn't disturb him. Because if he disturbs the world, then alone the world, when I disturb the other person also disturbs me. But unless the other person thinks that I should be exactly like his religion or anything, then he can disturb me. But otherwise, I don't disturb. I don't disturb others. But sometimes, even though there are two individuals, but one individual can disturb others. Generally, in general, when I don't disturb others, others also don't disturb me. Asmanno udvijite lokaha, lokanno udvijite chayaha. He is not disturbed by the world. He doesn't disturb the world also. Udvijite chayaha. Harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi. By the pleasure, he is not. He doesn't dance when the pleasure comes. Pleasure is all pleasures are only for peace, and he is peaceful. Pleasure is only for peace. Pleasure is sadhanam for peace, for eliminating dukkha. And therefore, peaceful persons, a peace-loving person, is always different from a painful person. A pleasant person is a peaceful person. A peaceful person is one he uses all the pleasures for peace only, and therefore he may get pleasures out of his prarabdha, but he is peaceful. Therefore, when he is peaceful, out of that peace, he may enjoy the pleasures out of that because of that peacefulness, and therefore Harsha, Amarsha, Harsha means Sukham, Amarsha means Dukkham, Bhaya means fear, Udvegaihi, excitement, Muktaha, a person who is free from Harsha, Sukha and Dukkha, he is the same in Sukha and Dukkha, he is free from, and therefore when he is same in Sukha and Dukkha, he is free from Sukha and Dukkha, because they are pairs of opposites, Sukha and Dukkha, and therefore Bhaya, he is free from the fear, and Bhaya, Udvega, excitements, he is free from excitements, and Dukkha, Muktaha, he is free from. Muktaha means free from. Mukta is free from all the Harsha, Amarsha, Bhaya, Udvegaihi, Muktaha. Yaha, anyone who is like that, Sacha me priyaha. A person who is like that, he is indeed dear to me. A person, the above mentioned person, is Bhakta or a Jnani, he is dear to me. Dear to me. Anapekshaha. Next verse is Anapekshaha. Anapekshaha means not Apekshaha. He doesn't have any expectations. A person lives without expecting the results. He goes for bhiksha, but he is a sadhu sannyasi, let us say, or he is a grihastha. As a grihastha, he goes to his work, and he comes back. He doesn't expect that his business should flourish, etc. He does his duty, but what happens to the duty? What will it bring the result? If it brings the less result, that means it is been neutralized by the past. And if it brings more result, that means he is lucky. In this manner, his past doesn't come and neutralize it. And when when the past comes and neutralizes the present, then he gets less result. And therefore, what is in our hands? Only doing our duty, kartavyam to be done, and then nothing else is in our hand. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Your choice is only on actions. You have no choice over the result. And if this is understood clearly, that person is anapeksha. He doesn't expect any result. He doesn't. If he gets what is expected, he is lucky. If he doesn't get the expected result, that means his prarabdha comes and neutralizes it, and therefore anapeksha. Shuchihi, he is clean, mental cleanness, oral cleanliness, and physical cleanliness. Therefore shuchihi, and therefore he doesn't have to be ashuchi. He doesn't have to be dirty. He has to be shuchi, clean. He has to be clean. He has to take bath every day. He has to take bath every day. He has to he has to remain clean. That's shuchi. Shuchi means clean. Daksha, and he should be competent enough. Competent. He should be competent to do anything. Like if you are given any work to do, then you should be competent to do your work. The work that is known to you, you have to do competently. Dakshata means competence. Competence is what is called as dakshata. Udasina means above likes and dislikes. You should be above likes and dislikes. Asinaha. Ut means above. Asinaha means seated. Seated above likes and dislikes. It's called Udasinaha. It's not Udasina Matama Udasina. The Udasina of the Udasina Matam is different from Udasina. It is due to Jnana. Jnanam is Udasina. Due to the Jnanam. Not just by being indifference is not Udasina. Indifference is not Udasina. But out of Jnana, out of knowledge, the same truth is there in all of them, in all of us. And in this manner, he is Udasina. He is above likes, he doesn't have any subjectivity thinking. All religions are believers. Belief. Christianity is only a belief, please. God is in heaven. If they say it is only it is only God is not in heaven. It is not in space. Space is in Bhagavan. Therefore, he is the truth of the entire universe. The universe is in Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not in the universe. The universe is in Bhagavan. Similarly, Atma is not in the body is in the Atma. The body is in the Atma. This is what is to be understood. Sushchit Darshya Udasina, Gata Vyataha. From him they Vyataha. Vyataha means Vyatha. Vyatha means pain. The pain is gone from whom? The pain is there is no longer any pain in him, and therefore the pain is gone away from him, and he is called Gata Vyataha. Gata Vyataha means the person from whom they Vyatha. Vyatha means pain. Vyatha is gone. Vyatha Gata, from whom he is called Gata Vyataha. Sarva Parityagi, and he is free from all the karmas. Sarva Aramba, a new beginning. Sarva Parityagi. Out of selfishness, he starts an industry and with expectation, and it doesn't run. And then what is the use of it? And therefore, that you don't have to think like that. But then, but what one thinks like that. I have started industry, and therefore there is expectation to gain much result out of that industry, and that industry doesn't give the expected result. And one has to understand that it is because of the prarabdha has come and neutralized it, and therefore prarabdha comes and neutralizes the present effort, and therefore the present effort does not give much result, and that is also true. Prarabdha, due to prarabdha also, the people call it lucky or unlucky. What is luck? What is luck? It's only prarabdha. See, prarabdha is called the past action, present action, future action. Past action comes and meets the present action, and past action can go, present action can go and meet the future action, and therefore the past action comes and neutralizes the present action or enhances the present action. If it was a good deed in the past, it will come and it will enhance the present. And if it is a bad deed, it will come and neutralize the present. And therefore, I have to pay for the past also. I have to pay for the past also. And that is what is called prarabdhamse. Gatavyatha, Sarvaramba Parityagi. He is free from all the new beginnings. He is free from Sarva Aramba Parityagi. Means he is totally free from pari means paritaha. Paritaha means from all. Tyagi, parityagi, parityagi. Tyagi means the one who renounces all undertakings, new undertakings. He is the one who renounces all new undertakings. He is called Yomad Bhakta, my devotee. He is dear to me, Bhagavan says. A person who is my devotee is dear to me. Mad Bhakta Samay Priyaha. Yona Hanishyati na dveshti. A person, yaha, he who na Krishyati, he is neither he gets excited, na dveshti, nor does he hates anybody. He is free from likes and dislikes. I like him. When you like him, that is what is called when you see him, then there is a harsha, Krishyati. Yona Krishyati, na dveshti, and dislike anybody. All the likes and dislikes are subjective. That is why Bhagavan Krishna says, Indriyasya arthe, Indriyasya arthe, staha, ragadvesha vastaha. In every object, in every sense object, there are ragadveshas. So you are no Vashavachat. How can Swarivantano? It is said they are like highway robbers, and they will kill you, they will finish you. And therefore, subjectivity is not right. Subjective likes and dislikes are not good at all. And therefore, you are not dveshti. Subjective likes and you are not harshati, not dveshti. He has no likes and dislikes. You can't say, I like and dislike. When you like, you have dislikes also. I like this person means there is somebody whom you dislike, you don't like also. I like this person or I don't like that person. These things are not good. And therefore, na shochati, na kankshati. Na shochati. He is neither unhappy nor desires. Na shochati. Na shochati means he is ashochyana anushochastam. Bhagavan says, he doesn't grieve, he doesn't complain, he is a free person. Has no grief, he doesn't complain. Na shochati, na kankshati. He doesn't ask for anything. Shubhashubha Parityagi. Shubham and Ashubham. Parityagi. Parityagi means the one who renounces Shubham and Ashubham. Shubham and Ashubham means um, the good and bad. The good and bad are also subjective place. When you say it is good, it is bad, it is a subjective thinking. It is a personal thinking. But there is no such a thing as good and bad. There are only values. Values are whatever I want from others, they want from me, and therefore whatever I want from others to me, and I also expect the same thing from me, and therefore, and that's what's called values. The values are different from subjectivity. Subjectivity is your thinking. This is good. Your comments, the comments that you make are subjective. Mm. Shubha Shubha Parityagi, the goodness and badness Parityagi. He doesn't say it is good, it is bad. He renounces both. And a person who is a bhakta, he is indeed dear to me. He is indeed dear to me. A bhakta or jnani, he is a dear to me. Sama shatravacha mitracha. Samaha. He is the same. Shatravacha mitracha. With reference to an enemy, whom the enemy thinks that he is his enemy, but he doesn't think that he has got enemy. He doesn't have enemies. He doesn't have samashatrovasam infricha. He is and a person who is free from subjectivity, he is also free from likes and dislikes. And when he is free from likes and dislikes, he is the same to a mitra and shatru, and he can do madhyastata. And between the Shatru and Mitra, he can do Madhyastata. And therefore, Shatraucha Mitracha, Tata Manapmanayoho. He is the same to all individuals, and therefore he can be called, he can be invited to do Madhyastata. And therefore, Manapmanayo, Tata Manapmanayo. Some people respect him, some people Apmana, disrespect him. Some people respect him, some people disrespect him. Respect comes to you as a result of others' goodness. Disrespect comes to you due to others' badness. It is not because of your badness, others' own badness. Like Duryodhana went and saw everybody is enemy. And that is subjective thinking. And therefore, the subjective thinking is different from objective thinking. Subjective thinking is different from objective. He is the same. Tata manap manayoho. Respect and disrespect, in respect and disrespect, he is the same. Manap manayoho. Shitoshna sukadukeshu. He is able to accommodate sukadukeshu. And he is the same. In Sita and Ushna, he is the same because he knows that he is not the body, and therefore, even if there is a sensation of Shetalata and Dukkha, Ushnata, but he is free from the body, and therefore, the sensation is mithya. He understands that. Samasanga Vivarjita. He is Sritoshna Sukadukeshu Samaha. He is in Sita and Ushnata, he is the same. Sukha Dukkha, so in pleasure and pain, he is the same. All of them come and go. Even Krishna says, these things you have to accommodate. Krishna says, Matra Sparshastu Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, Sukha Dukkha, Sita Ushna Sukha Dukkha Daha, Agama Bainaha. They are temporary. Tan Stiti Kshasva Bharata. You can only accommodate them. You don't have to falsify them. Accommodation is what is called putting up with, bearing with the things in life is a good value. It makes you fit for jnana. And a person who has the jnana also has these values. And therefore, a person who has jnana has these values, and a person who has values becomes fit for jnana. And therefore, a person who has jnana has values also. A person who has values will be fit enough to get jnana. And therefore, manapmane sitoshna sudakeshu samaha sangha vivarjita. Sangha vivarjita means he is free from all. You always want crowds. Sangha means company. Sangha vivarjita means free from sangha. He is all right because when you are peaceful, you don't say when you are peaceful, you don't look for company. You look for company only when you are restless, and you look for company only when you are restless. And when you are peaceful, you don't require any company because the company may come and disturb your peace of mind, and therefore you are not interested in any company, and you are peaceful by yourself, with yourself. When you are peaceful with yourself, then there is nothing that can create problems for you, and therefore, and Sangha Vivarjita, such a person is dear to me. Bhagavan says, Samaha Sangha Vivarjita, Tulya Ninda Stutir Mavani, Tulya Ninda. So a person who is free from Ninda and Stuti. Some people do Ninda, some people do Stuti. Those who do Ninda are due to their badness, and those who do Stuti is due to their goodness. And therefore, it is their subjective thinking. They do Ninda and they do Stuti of me. They do Stuti of me because of their goodness. They do Ninda of me because of their badness in me, their badness. And therefore, their Stuti and their Ninda are the same to me. In this manner, he thinks. Through Ninda Sitar, Mauni. Mauni means he is indeed Maunam. He is always silent. He doesn't unnecessarily use words, language. बयानबाजी नहीं करते. संतुष्टः येन केनचित् means with something. येन केनचित् means something he is satisfied. He is contented with whatever he is there. Whatever he gets from others, he is contented. Aniketaha. Aniketaha means he has no house also. He has no house also. Saramatihi. And he has got Stiramati means my mental stability he has got. Stiramati. Bhaktiman mein priyo na raha. Stiramati. A person who has got devotion, he is dear to me. And the more of it we will see in the next class, Ji. Thank you very much, Ji. Bye.
Vidur comes to mind.
Vidur also is.
Vidur comes to mind.
Vidur is very good, Ji. Purnamada Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Shanti. Thank you very much, Ji. Yeah, me?